And hey everyone, it's Mr. Cho here. Alright, this is the continuation of the unit conversions lecture. So in this one, we are going to cover a little more about unit conversions. Alright, let's jump right on in. So I'm going to develop the concept here. In class or through my other lecture, you learned that using unit conversions is good for converting single units, but when we have things like rates in physics, it's way more important. Alright, so what is a rate? You can think of a rate as something like miles per hour, right? If your car is going 50 miles per hour, in 1 hour it will go 50 miles, right? That is somewhat like a unit multiplier. A rate is also similar to a unit multiplier, as in it's given to you and it's held true. So 50 miles per hour would mean you're going 50 miles in 1 hour, all right? Let's get that concept in our head, all right? Because miles per hour is showing that in 1 hour, a certain number of miles will be covered. So 20 miles per hour means 20 miles will be covered in 1 hour, right? So the third point is that a rate can be thought of either as a quality of something or a conversion, all right? So let's make an example. If a cereal box fills with 55 pieces of cereal per second, all right, that's 55 pieces per second. Given that 4 seconds pass, we can use the rate of cereal entering the cereal box to find how much cereal is in it, right? If we have 55 pieces per second, if we write it out, we can put 4 seconds times 55 cereal pieces per second. Notice how that our seconds have canceled, right? Using a rate is just like using a unit multiplier. For the majority of the hardest questions are going to come as word problems. And the goal is that you are able to discern between these word problems and find out what the rate is. The word per, right here, per, is a pretty good indicator that it is a rate. Okay? So, 4 seconds times 55 pieces of cereal per second equals 220 cereal. Alright? There are 220 pieces of cereal in the box. Alright? So, let's do some more practice. This will be more of a short lesson in terms of content material, but make sure to write these examples down so that you can pretty much figure out how to do the homework problems, all right? Practice is going to make perfect, all right? So, if we convert the speed of 50 meters per second to miles per hour, all right, considering 1 foot is 0.3048 meters, we start at 50 meters per second. We start with 50 meters per second, and then we convert the meters into feet. So, just like last time, we cross-cancel the meters, and we obtain a feet on top. But we need miles per hour, right? So we need the miles. We convert the feet to miles by cross-canceling the feet, right? This is the same thing we've done up till now. So if you divide that, you get about 0.03 miles per second. But the problem is specifically asked for miles per hour, right? So we have to keep going. We will now go from 0.03 miles per second and cancel out the seconds and get minutes. Pay attention here that we want miles per hour. That means hour needs to be on the denominator, right? So we cross-cancel the seconds. If you're trying to cross-cancel something, you have to make sure it's on the opposite side. I will just drive that point in. So it is in seconds. Seconds are on the top here, 60 seconds over 1 minute. And then we cross-cancel the minutes with 60 minutes over 1 hour. So we get 111.8 miles per hour. It took 2 steps. You can write it in 2 steps. Or if you've got this down, you can write all the unit multipliers straight in a line and just account it for yourself and multiply through as you go in all at once in your calculator. All right? So solving word problem unit conversions, the most important part, there's 2 things that I would say will give you the best success. Remember to put the unit you're canceling on the opposite side of the fraction. If you do that and cross it out yourself manually, not on autopilot, don't do it on autopilot. Like, think about it. What are you crossing out? Are they on opposite sides? Then you will most likely always get the right answer. All right, number 2 is choosing a starting point that makes sense for you. Rates can be very difficult, but remember that in multiplication, there's a commutative property, right? If you don't remember what the commutative property is, it means that you can multiply in any order you want. and it'll all come out with the same answer. So choose a starting point that makes sense for you and make sure it's right. But as long as it makes sense for you and you can obtain the right answer and cross cancel correctly, you will have success. Let's do this long word problem together. So I tried to find the best name ever. That's Rare Muf decides that he wants to fill up the empty tank of his jet plane, which has a capacity of 200 gallons. The nozzle of his gas shooter, upper thinger, can spew gasoline at the rate of 14 liters per second. All right. So right off the bat, we need to underline. I would personally recommend underlining things in word problems. So we underline. It has a capacity of 200 gallons. That's important. It also has he also has a nozzle of a gas shooter upper thinger that can spew gasoline at the rate of 14 liters per second. Underline that. If Rare Muf wants to fill up his jet plane but not have it overflow, how many seconds should he fill up his tank? Right? So essentially, if we want an answer in seconds, we got to make sure seconds is on the numerator. All right? The hint is that 1 liter equals 0.264 gallons. I will always give conversions like this, either on the formula sheet or in the problem, if you absolutely need it, or if I believe you absolutely need it, because I don't want you guys to memorize very extraneous things like how many liters are a gallon. All right? So, Mr. Cho would start with the rate. So, 14 liters per second. All right? We need to convert that to gallons because the capacity of his jet plane is in gallons. So, we use 14 liters per second and we multiply it by the unit multiplier right here the hint gave us. We put gallons on top because that was what we want to obtain, and we cross cancel the liters and multiply to obtain 3.696 gallons per second. So that's our new rate. That's also a rate. We get 3.696 gallons per second. Notice the per, all right? But now we need how many minutes he should fill his tank up, right? I believe I said seconds earlier. That was my bad. We underline minutes since we're trying to find minutes, unit of time. All right. So we need to take the capacity of his jet plane, 900 gallons, and multiply it by the rate we obtained. We obtained the rate to be 3.696 gallons per second earlier, right? Well, if we look here, 900 gallons, the original rate had gallons on top. We can flip that. Rates can be flipped, numerator, denominator, upside down, however you wish. In order to make the gallons cancel out, you are allowed to flip the rate. That's totally fine. It's saying that in 1 second, 3.696 gallons will fill. That's the same thing. So you cross cancel to get seconds on top. And if you divide it out, you get 243.5 seconds, right? So, do we want an answer in seconds? I mean, it's a step closer, but we want it in minutes. Now we can just do something that we did yesterday. We can convert seconds to minutes. How do we do that? We cross cancel seconds with a unit multiplier. 1 minute equals 60 seconds, right? So we put 60 seconds on bottom and divide through, and Raremuf should fill up his tank for 4.058 minutes if he doesn't want it to overfill, right? So that's how you solve word problems. Start where you want. You guys could have started somewhere completely different. I will thoroughly check your guys' work on paper. Don't worry about it. As long as it's organized in a legible way and you obtain an answer, write your units, and cross-cancel things correctly, you will have so much success with unit conversions. This is an important topic, so I'm going to make you guys practice a lot. All right? So that was the lesson for today. Everyone have a wonderful day, and Mr. Cho is trying to figure out what to do for Friday and Monday and Tuesday because he may not do a lab. Why is because currently I'm looking for more review because I've decided to put a quiz coming up. All right, I will notify everyone on Google Classroom via the stream on when the test will be, or not the test, when the quiz will be, and also when the exam will be. All right. So everyone have a wonderful day.